they sold crisps, it wouldn't look like crisps, it would look like eat crisps, right? Whereas Pret would do a crisp that looked like it was a crisp packaging. So, the other thing is when you've got a generic name like that, you can't actually register it, because like hell, we all do it, as a trademark. And also, if you notice the earlier examples, they kept using eat coffee tonight or something like this. Really annoying. So let's stop using it as a verb. And the only way we can do that is to add that. And it also made it available to be copyrighted as a logotype. TM. And a couple of examples of what it looked like. So, you know, obviously the coffee went to the side, the sandwich went to the front, stripped it all back, no advertising, no posters, just product, one typeface, two colours, actually one colour, brown and light brown, and that's what it looked like. And you've seen it, I guess. Well, it's all been done many times before. I mean, that is a monolithic identity, so that means it's identity in its basic form. Like everything is branded consistently in the same. About 200 BC, they say, is the first evidence of uniformity. Uniform, yeah? So armies actually got there first with identity because they had to. It was practical to kill someone with a different uniform than the one that you were wearing. Was a sensible thing to do. So the military is a very sophisticated identity system based. I mean, like Hannibal's another example, but this is probably the earliest one. You can tell actually that they've all got the same haircut and it's all the same. So sophisticated as an identity system that by the Middle Ages and the age of chivalry and feudalism, that you got these guys over here, and they're called knights, and they're like posher than the other guys who get killed. So they want to be different. So they create this whole identity system called heraldry, which is actually a very complex visual language. Kind of get some idea of it there. Which is all about differentiation. So whilst everyone else was going into the battlefield, you know, dressed with their pike stars and dressed in their colours, and their standard behind them, which is their big logo type that they've got to keep from being pinched by the enemy. These guys here are prancing around saying, "Look at me! I'm from, you know, Castle X and Y, and everything about me says my name, my rank, and my phone number." It's about differentiation and individuality. So heraldry is a kind of, it's a sort of system no one understands anymore, but it's a very complicated, complex visual language about making yourself identifiable as different from the rest. I mean, even today, it's fair to say that it's a complicated system of identity, the military. This guy's from the US, you know, he's, you can tell his regiment because he's got like a funny badge up there. Badge, you can tell his rank from what's on his, oh, I keep doing this, sorry, pointing. I should be doing this. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Some button somewhere. Ah, yeah, so there you go, that's his rank. Yeah, that's his regiment. This says that I'm a bit different from other guys because I'm actually airborne because I got a purple beret, and that's reinforced by that there. And that might actually say, well, I'm more than airborne, I'm actually a helicopter. And by the way, I was in Iraq, blah, 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 and I won this for doing that and whatever. So some identity systems need decoding, but for a select audience, they give you a lot of information. So much so that this is a bit about brand architecture. I'm rattling on about the military, so I'll be quick about this. But you know, a platoon at the lowest end. There's 3 platoons make a company. 3 companies make a regiment, where you'll get identity, yeah, at that level. 3 brigades make division, and so on and so forth. So, this is a little bit about that. This is Penguin. So, Penguin was a job we did maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I can't remember now, where we were looking at Penguin Group, the business-to-business part of the company. So when, actually Frankfurt's on at the moment, but when they went to Frankfurt, way back when, they would all, from the Penguin Group, they'd all have these different business cards. It actually confuses people that they're part of the same system. So we call it good housekeeping because brand architecture is like actually figuring out how the business is built, as it were, and then adapting the way you talk about yourself to conform to that. So you have things such as an imprint, like DK, you know that one, yeah? Probably, maybe not this Hamish Hamilton. And it's actually owned by Penguin, so that's down there, reinforcing that this is part of a bigger picture, yeah? And as you go up, you realise that Penguin itself, and up here, and I'm afraid it got blown out on the slide, Penguin is part of Pearson, which is a big overarching daddy. So that's a little kind of cool brand architecture. Another thing is standardization. So when you have a good mark that's well renowned, you'd better make sure that it's standardized and protected, which wasn't the case at the time. This is the evolution of the Penguin. This is probably the first one Edward Wright. I'm guessing it, but sort of like 30s. Till after the war, where you see the sort of what became the archetype of our current Penguin, which is Jan Chigold, about 45. If I got that slightly wrong, please don't. When we got to it, we took a look at the Penguin around the world because you've got to stick it on the same business card this time. It's not going on different business cards, it's going on the same business card. So you realise that actually through various techniques of reproduction, be they digital or pre-digital, the UK Penguin has developed club foot. The US Penguin fared a little bit better, but the Australian Penguin's kicking out a bit. Down under. But it's looking boss-eyed. See? This has got a lot of value in it, this mark, and you can't protect something that doesn't look the same. And if you stick them all together, you get a sort of a wobbly penguin. Yeah? So we thought, well, actually, now is the time to, and it was 50 years old at the time, now is the time to redraw it and standardize it, keeping absolutely the same essence, so no one in consumer land has a clue it's been changed, but maybe we can make it work a tiny bit better in its natural habitat, which is the spine of a book, yeah, which is sometimes very narrow, and it's also in an orange oval. So this is a new penguin, and as you can see, he is about 15% slimmer. He was 50. You've got to put him on a bit of a treadmill. This bit here, God, I've got this pointer now, is thicker, yeah? His dummy, the white, is a little bit slimmer because actually when you reduce him down, the parameters get so small that the tummy becomes visually dominant, especially when you have an orange background down here. It's got slightly thicker fins. He's been put on a horizon line, and he's a little bit more chipper, so he moves that way a bit. But we kept the idiosyncrasy of the Aussie because we thought it was fun. And actually, the penguin has got a fun quality about it. And I'll have to whisper this. I changed the penguin storage slightly. It's a little bit lighter. So the relationship between the black and the orange is greater, which means that the dummy doesn't pop out 1,000,000 miles, which is what it does on a 15mm spine. And then we had his cousin, kind of cousin, more like Polish cousin 3 times removed. The Puffin, which is the children's imprint of the penguin, and actually really bugged me, this. There are a lot of designers who bugged me that. It's basically because it's like trapped here, yeah? And no son of a bitch